could see that there was an anchor holding the yacht. It looked like it was a shoestring holding the anchor down.
If the anchor breaks with the conditions that we had, it would have been a matter of moments before that yacht was aground.
Newhaven's got two beaches, one which extends all the way to the east, and to the west there's a smaller beach which is called the West Beach. The West Beach can be a picturesque place to sunbathe and have a swim, but if the weather conditions and the tide is just right, it can actually be really quite dangerous there.
You've got the breakwater, and if you've got the wind coming through and the tide, you can get some really challenging conditions there with the water smashing up against the arm.
Early July, a bright sunny day, but the winds are gusting up to force 7. The watchkeepers in the Coast Guard tower above West Beach have spotted a yacht in trouble in the seas below.
It was a Thursday afternoon when the pager went off, if I remember rightly.
I grabbed my bike, cycled down to the station.
My first thought was, it's very windy out there. The sea conditions are quite rough. So time was of the essence, really.
Within 10 minutes, Newhaven's 7-class lifeboat is launched into the 40-mile-an-hour winds.
Once you get outside of the harbour arm in a southwesterly, you can get some quite rough sea state coming through.
With the yacht less than half a mile west of the harbour arm, the crew make it on scene in 5 minutes.
As the casualty vessel itself came into view, the circumstances looked much more grave than I'd anticipated.
The yacht is just 50 metres from the shore. There's only one person on board and his anchor is stuck fast, leaving him at serious risk of being capsized or smashed on the beach.
He is getting absolutely... It's so unpredictable as well.
A bystander is filming from the nearby cliffs.
The tide was still on its way out, so he was in the surf line and taking an absolute beating with the weather.
Unable to make contact through their VHF radio, the crew have only one way of communicating with this sailor, taking the lifeboat alongside him to talk face to face.
We only had about a metre of water beneath the keel of the lifeboat, and I need to keep my props and rudders in clear water, so we're going to have to go in bow first and hold the stern to the sea, which isn't great for the boat, because it slams quite a lot because you've got waves and wind pushing us along.
Got a small sail coming through.
Boys.
You could see that there was an anchor holding the yacht. It looked like it was a shoestring holding the anchor down.
If the anchor breaks with the conditions that we had, it would have been a matter of moments before that yacht was aground.
Despite his dire situation, as the sailor hasn't radioed for help himself, the crew need to convince him of the danger he's in.
This bloke needs some help. We're going to need to do something, and we're going to need to do something fast.
Full deck, shout him. Strap on. And what do you want shouted at him? We're going to try and get him off. We'll try and get him off. Fine. I'll go and shout him.
They're trying to get close to the casualty to enable communications in that wind and in that sea state were incredibly challenging.
Right, Sam, I'm just going to start making my approach, OK? Away!
As Coxswain Lewis cautiously edges the lifeboat towards the yacht, he receives an update from the Coast Guard. One of their rescue helicopters on a training exercise at nearby Beachy Head is coming to offer assistance.
Rescue 163 will be on scene in 1 minute. The Newhaven lifeboat is on scene and is assessing the situation. Copy 163.
Wave. I started to try and shout at the casualty. You're in danger, we're going to try and get you onto our boat.
But after doing his best to persuade the casualty that he needs help, Sam gets a definitive response.
He gave me a thumbs down. I don't know whether he realised the gravity of the situation, to be honest. Straight after that, Lewis backed us out.
With a casualty that doesn't feel they need our assistance at that time, we can't make them do what we feel they should do. You don't know what their yacht means to them. Their yacht might be their home, but we can see the dangers. You can't leave that.
The yacht is now around just 20 meters from the shore. But although the Coast Guard helicopter is on scene, it soon becomes clear that due to the conditions and the yacht's rigging, it won't be able to lower down its paramedic.
The Coast Guard has a winchman, and they can winch him down, but they're suspended by a wire. If that wire gets tangled or trapped, it'll pull the helicopter down. So I don't think it was safe for them to do that at that point.
Suddenly, the crew noticed the yachtsman gesturing to them.
The gentleman gave me a thumbs up. He wanted, at that point, to be helped by us.
While the crew set up for an immediate casualty transfer, Lewis rushes the lifeboat into the surf line once again.
Got to read the waves, get a feel for the boat. I knew that I'm going to have to time this right.
Transferring a person from one vessel to another is one of the riskiest manoeuvres that we do, and we would have one go at getting in and getting them off, and we would only have one chance.
We're in shallow water, really shallow water. There's a casualty vessel there that's right next to us that's being thrown around. There's an anchor line. There's a lot of risks, and our boat was taking a lot more battering from the sea than we would have liked.
Whoa, big wave!
We got hit by a wave on our stern. A lot of alarms started going off.
The sheer volume of water that we took over the aft deck in the sort of 6-metre swell that we were in, it just sprayed so much water through the fan and the air intakes that it had activated the alarm in the engine room. The mechanic went into the engine room and was confronted with quite a considerable amount of water.
There's a lot of water on top of the generator.
Away!
He was trying to take on board.
Despite the yachtsman's desperate position, Lewis cannot risk any more water getting into the engines. He has no choice but to take the lifeboat back out into calmer waters.
I need to get myself into a position of safety. Passed this to the helicopter and said, over to you boys, we need to look after ourselves for a minute.
It was frustrating to see that he'd just agreed to let us help him, and we were backing off. Obviously, it's imperative that we keep the boat safe. The worst thing that could happen would be having 2 casualty vessels.
So after the water ingress into the engine room was under control, we turned the lifeboat around and proceeded back towards the casualty's position.
We're running out of options and also running out of time because you can see the conditions getting worse and the yacht getting pulled about that much more.
And at this point, the anchor snapped.
Got no anchor, has he?
Without an anchor, the yacht is now cut adrift.
Once the yacht's lost its anchor, it's got no control. If it hits the rocks, that's it. Feeling helpless was really difficult. Just thinking about what must be going on for the person on board and what they must be thinking and feeling.
So he's only got about 2 minutes, a minute maybe. He's going to get smashed onto the rocks.
And a particularly larger than usual set of waves came through, broke over us. We took on a lot of water, and it was that wave that wrecked it on the breakwater.
It kind of unfolded in slow motion. The boat didn't just wreck itself on the breakwater and the rocks beneath it. It smashed into them time and time and time again.
We couldn't see where the casualty was. The boat had broken apart. We didn't know if he was inside, outside, in the water, trapped, conscious. When we go to a job, we want to be able to go there and help a person, and at this point, we couldn't do anything but watch.
He obviously can see him.
Suddenly, two figures emerge from the wreckage and are winched up to the top of the harbour arm.
We, of course, didn't know the condition of the casualty, and it certainly, from what we saw, looked that it wouldn't be good. We started to head back into the harbour, and when I looked back at where that boat had been wrecked, there was nothing there. It had been completely destroyed within 10 minutes.
I mean, I'm impressed they managed to do that. That was ballsy, right?
The post-shout feeling of coming back to station, you know, we've had a short period of time at sea, but a lot's happened. So you're still there going, we actually don't know if this guy's made it or not.
In one piece.
That's a copy, just for your log. The injuries are time critical, over. He needs to get to a trauma centre, eh? We're going to drop the medical kit to the winch.
There's an element of frustration that we couldn't do more. There's relief that the casualty has been recovered.
That bloke on the head, that's a medal. Yeah.
There's still that worry about, are they okay? I hope he recovers. It's just a whole lot of worry of what that must mean for them.